Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Thief Gold. Last time we went tomb raiding. Yes, we were down in the Bone Horde to get the Horn of Quintus, which we were basically tipped by from our previous fence in the previous mission. We also stole a bunch of other valuables too, of course. The two sister gemstones, the Mystic's Soul and Mystic's Heart. 2,000 total loot. And of course we escaped with our lives. The next mission is a really good one, actually. It's one of my favorites, at least from the first game. So let's get into it.
I had some money to spare after disposing of the horn, so it seemed time to invest in some new tools. Farkas is one of the few merchants willing to risk selling to an independent like me, and his prices are steep. But the other choice is to let one of the so-called city wardens give me orders and take a cut of my profits. They've been after me for years to join one of their stables, but I'm not interested. Maybe they'll get the idea and give up. More likely, they'll just ramp up the threats. Nothing I can't handle if I'm careful. And lucky. And my luck seems to have finally turned for the better.
Alright, this is a quite a big mission, actually. Not like literally a big mission, but it's gonna introduce us to a new mechanic, which is lockpicking, as you might have seen there in the end of the intro sequence. Yeah, so this mission is called Assassins, kind of a suspicious name. We only have two objectives. Now that we've got the finest in lockpicks, we can go after more challenging and lucrative targets. How about the local Hammer Temple? Get at least 1,000 loot, and a true professional doesn't leave a mess, don't kill anyone, as always. That's on expert. On normal, it's basically the exact same objective, except we can actually kill people, same with hard. But of course, we are experts on this channel, so we're gonna play on expert. Hello Jonas, welcome back. Let's go. Now you can probably guess. If you have more than 2 brain cells, you can definitely guess what's gonna happen. This is not gonna be our objective, our real objective throughout the mission, but yeah. Let's get prepared. We also have lockpicking instructions here, I'll be sure to read these. And of course we have our lockpicks. What do I want? Okay, so for this mission I definitely want water arrows, but I don't think I want too many. I'm gonna need more moss arrows than water arrows. I don't really need that many health potions either, though. Yeah, let's go all out with water arrows, and I can actually get everything I want here. You don't need broadhead arrows, by the way, especially in mansion raging missions like this one, because you literally can't kill anyone, so the only use for the broadhead arrow is to use it to distract people. And we have 40, which is more than enough for that, and honestly I never use broadhead arrows. Or not never, but very rarely do I have to actually use these. Also, I think this is the first mission where for some reason we have access to fire arrows. Again, if you're playing on expert, these are completely worthless to you. But basically what fire arrows do is they explode on impact. So they deal massive damage. They kill basically anything in one hit. And they also have an area of effect damage, so you can literally get multiple targets. It's kind of hard to get multiple targets with one fire arrow. Usually it kills the main target and it damages the surrounding enemies. But I think it is possible to get more than one kill with a single fire arrow. But yeah, these things are mostly useful for the tomb raiding missions. Actually, I believe I actually showcased these already in the previous mission. But I didn't really explain how they work properly. But you can use them to kill zombies very effectively, without the need of holy water. So yeah, very simple objectives. The map is actually a map of the entire like district that we're in. This is the old quarter district of the city. And what's interesting is that the city actually has multiple districts, multiple quarters. And you actually get to explore most of them in Thief 3, in the third game. In this game, however, you're mostly just in the old quarter. That's where it takes place primarily. So we start right here in New Market. I think these are like the street names. Yeah, there's a high town over here. Home turf is all the way down here, and keep this in mind. This is important. As you might have guessed, because it's in the map, we actually have to get back to our home turf after the mission is basically complete in order to finish it. So we have to like basically find our way across here down to home turf at the very end of the mission. But nothing else to really say about this map. It is this is the first and only time in this game, at least, where you get to actually explore the city, kind of. So it can be kind of confusing, especially for first-time playthroughs. I remember in my first time playing through this mission, I was really confused as to where I was supposed to go at the end, where I have to make it down to home turf. And honestly, I still kind of do. I get lost easily. So that's honestly something that I don't like about this mission. That's the only thing I don't like about this mission, honestly, because the rest is just a mansion raid. But it's not gonna be the Hammerite mansion. Pop save.
That shot was meant for me.
Yes, I'm sure it was Garrett in the window. He's dead. Let's head back now.
These creeps are gonna lead me right back to whoever sent them to kill me, but only if I can tail them without them noticing me.
Make sure to pick up all the loot here because it's basically free before, and you have to do it quickly because otherwise, if these guys get far away enough, you will actually fail the mission. It has happened to me only once, shamefully, and that was not deliberate, but it has happened, so you gotta be careful. It's very easy to follow them though. If you just stick to the shadows and don't get too close, you're gonna do just fine. There's more than enough shadows to actually hide because periodically they turn around to look. So, in fact, the only way I've ever gotten spotted by these guys was if I actually if I am impatient and step on like these metal tiles here, which is why I actually got all of these moss arrows. I guess they can also spot you around corners, so you gotta be careful with that. But if you just safe scum, you're gonna be perfectly fine.
Hey, did you hear someone?
Seems clear enough now.
And don't worry if you alert them like that, where they're like suspicious of you, because 9 times out of 10 they'll instantly forget about it. You only fail the mission if they literally see you. Now, this is the city area, in case you couldn't tell. And they actually take random paths every time. It looks like they're taking the short route this time around, which is honestly great for me, because sometimes they take a longer path. Which is kind of annoying, honestly, because you're basically just following these dudes and stopping every once in a while. It's not really that intense, in my opinion. I can see what the developers were going for, but I'm not a big fan of it, personally. I never liked tailing missions. This game is no exception. The night sky is really pretty with the HD mod, not gonna lie.
Stop following us.
You can actually get very close without them spawning you. It's kind of funny, even on expert. There is, by the way, no loot to be had in any of these areas. Which is a smart thing to do, because imagine if you could actually enter some of these houses and there was loot, because literally at the beginning of the mission you have to tail these guys, so you can't really afford to do that, and then at the end of the mission it's basically the reverse, you're running away. That's a bit of a spoiler there, but... Wow, they took the shortest route possible, actually. It's been a while since I've seen them take this route. They've only taken this route like once or twice. I think there's a total of 3 routes they can take. There's the regular route, the short route, which was this one, obviously, and the long route. Usually they take the regular route. And this is their destination. It's a mansion.
So, these are Ramirez's boys. I think it's time I dealt with Mr. Ramirez once and for all.
Alright, so if you take a look at our objectives, our previous objective is gone. We completed this one. We trailed the thugs to see who just tried to assassinate us. And now we have a bunch of new objectives. So it's time to show Ramirez who the real criminal mastermind is. Break into his mansion and take what he values most, his wealth. The purse from his belt should make the point. So we're getting really up close and personal in this mission. Loot the mansion for valuables. You need at least 2,000 worth. That's honestly quite a lot, even for expert. But most of the loot in this mission is literally in one place, which is the top floor. Of course, scattered across several rooms, but it's most of the loot is on the top floor. There is some loot on the first floor as well, and I don't think there's any loot in the basement besides Mr. Ramirez. Locate his prized jeweled fire poker. It's worth quite a bit. Now, this objective here will only appear on expert. I don't know about hard, but it doesn't appear on normal. Of course, we have to get out of the mansion as is usual, and don't kill anyone. And I don't think we have... Oh, we do actually get a map of his mansion. I've never even seen this. Yeah, his mansion is very standard. In fact, it's even smaller than Lord Bafford's mansion. At least at first glance. There's 2 floors. They both look identical. There is a massive, and I do mean massive courtyard. That's probably why the mansion is so small, because about 30-40% of it is just courtyard, and there is absolutely nothing in the courtyard, by the way. I think there is like a couple guard towers that might have some arrows or flash bombs, but it's honestly not worth it because most of the guards patrolling the area are outside in this courtyard, so I do not recommend exploring it because there isn't really much you can find here. Gatehouse and main entrance has some guards as well, but thankfully they're not like Lord Bafford's guards. They won't just stand there and guard the door like they're supposed to. They're just walking around, so you can sneak past them very easily.
Yorick tells me the Hammers are gonna close down Craig's Cleft.
Yeah, he's tapping you. Where are they gonna put the poor saps they grab?
Dunno. Toss them into a well or something. Anyhow, they just don't have enough guys no more.
Kinda sad. Used to be the power. Now they're just a bunch of guys wishing for the old days.
That's a very interesting piece of dialogue there, because it showcases that the Hammerites, the high and mighty Hammerites that imprisoned our dear friend Scuddy, apparently are doing so hot. Like, their order is falling apart, and not many people are interested in joining it anymore. I really like it when developers do world building like that. Also, I was about to say how faithful the textures in this mission in particular are to the original, but then I noticed the gravel and that carpet, and I'm like, nah. No, but I still think they're faithful. Like, the walls of the mansion basically look pretty much the same as they do in the vanilla game. And I think most of the outside areas do too. Alright, so be very careful because there's actually 2 guards that patrol that hallway.
Who's there?
There's this guy, but there's another guy as well.
Is someone there?
Yeah, see? So what I like to do, normally they're not this spread out. I actually got kind of unlucky because sometimes they get more spread out. Normally they're one after the other, but this time it seems like I'm gonna have to take out one and then keep an eye out for the other. Hello, Alex. I actually started 5 minutes later than usual, Alex, because I had a bit of a problem with Git, but I resolved it now. So you didn't really miss out on much. We basically almost got assassinated, and then we trailed the thugs who tried to assassinate us back to apparently a nobleman's mansion. And this is actually... Oh, fuck.
Something there.
And if you were paying attention during the intro cutscene, Garrett said that a bunch of like nobles and like guys who have organized like who are running organized crime are trying to recruit Garrett because they can see that he's a very good thief, but he's not interested. He works solo, and that's why they try to assassinate him. Basically. Well, not. I think this is the first time they tried to assassinate him, but they were setting like threats about assassination, and I guess it finally happened.
Assigned monster babysitting.
What? Why me?
The boss thinks his nasties don't get enough affection. You'll be down there rubbing their tummies.
I'll quit first. See if I don't.
The boss's nasties, huh? We might actually get a chance to see those nasties. They're down in the basement. According to that conversation. Also, I swear, I think some areas are a lot brighter. Not just visually, but also, like, with the lighting. Ah! Oh, fuck. No! How? How did you see me?
I hear you're going to be assigned monster baby.
Okay, that was... I don't know why the game is glitching out like this. It's never done this before. I'm gonna blame the HD mod for this. Okay, I have to be quick moving these bodies to that dark corner because the other guy I couldn't actually blackjack, so he might come around the corner and spot the bodies and ring the alarm. There is actually an alarm in this mansion. There wasn't one in Lord Baffert's, but there is one in Ramirez. So if you get spotted by just one person...
Did that shadow move?
They will actually ring the alarm. And what's funny is you can ring the alarm yourself. I'm actually gonna show that real quick. But yeah, if the alarm is activated, all hell will break loose and you... It's not an instant fail, but it might as well be an instant fail because it's near impossible to recover once that happens. Look at this collection of bodies. That pile will keep on going, by the way, because there's a crap ton of guards here at the start. In fact, I have to... It might be the smartest to just wait for the other guy to come around, because I think the other guy actually has the longest patrol route out of all the guards, because I think he goes all the way upstairs, goes all around the upstairs, and then will come downstairs again. So it's very likely that we're gonna run into him and get in trouble, which is why I would rather wait for him to come past. There's only 2 guards that walk past this area, and we got both of them, so we should be safe now. Anyway, here's what happens when you ring the alarm. I don't even know why they give you the option to ring the alarm. I guess if you want to do a challenge run and you like ring the alarm from the start and then see how far you can get. But especially on expert, that's near impossible because you can't kill anyone. Let me make sure I don't press the wrong button and quick save over my quick save. Now, while we wait for this guy, we might as well read the lockpicking instructions. Okay, lockpick instruction manual. To use a lockpick, use and hold it on a locked door for a few seconds. The handle of the door will move slowly to the open position, and you'll hear a continuous clicking until the handle turns and the door pops open. If you hear only a single short click, try using the other lockpick. If the handle jiggles but ends up only moving part of the way, you need to switch lockpicks and continue picking the door. You may need to switch picks more than once. If neither lockpick works, it means that the lock cannot be picked and it's time to go find the key. Note that you must be quite close to a door to pick it, closer than you need to be to open it normally. Now this fails to also mention that you can do the same with locked chests as well. And instead of the handle, the lock on the chest will move. Yeah, so basically some doors we cannot unlock without the key, which is I guess a gameplay thing. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, unless I guess you could say that it's really good locks. But I don't like this note because this is the only note in the entire game, other than a gag at the that's in a secret room in the tutorial mission. This is the only note in the entire game which feels like it's just the developers talking to you directly. But then again, how would they teach you how to use the lockpicks? I guess like you really have to be very precise, otherwise it's not very clear how these work. And even this note wasn't entirely clear to me the first time I played it. It took some tinkering to actually figure out how to lockpick during my first playthrough. Right, this is the outer courtyard. If we take a look at our map, well, this is the inner courtyard and that's the outer courtyard, and it's actually connected. However, there really isn't much even here. And there are some guards that go past here sometimes, so be careful when you're coming out here for whatever reason. The only interesting thing out here is this note, so let's read it. Minna, dear, it's not as bad as it seems. The sir isn't so harsh if you learn his habits. When he's upstairs, like the library, cosset him with tea and cakes and chat of the household doings. When he's in the cellar with his gold, though, don't dare bother him, lest he rings for you, and then hop to it like the trickster's on your tail. Lizzie. Now, the trickster is, I believe I mentioned this in the very first mission, but the trickster is basically Satan. He is the deity of chaos and destruction, and also the god of nature. And there is a sect that isn't really mentioned too much in the first game, but it is mentioned in the second and especially in the third game, called the Pagans, and they basically worship the trickster. Oh man, this guy's gonna take forever. I guess I'm just gonna start moving. Okay, so this room I believe doesn't have anything, so no point in even going there. This room has the assassins, but it also has a guard there as well. There is a pickpocket on that guard. It's kind of tricky to get because he turns around sometimes, so you have to like wait for the right moment in case you're going for 100%.
That'd teach him.
Not to mention two guys with swords not getting paid no more.
So there is two guards immediately in that room. They don't actually move, but if you enter the room, they will spot you. I think it's pretty much impossible to enter that room without being seen, because one of them faces that way and the other one faces this door. And also coincidentally that other door, so no matter which angle you enter from, you will get spotted because the room is very well lit. Thankfully there's nothing in that room, nor in the, I believe there's a closet right over there. I don't think there's anything in that closet either. Oh shit! Oh no you don't. Oh god damn it! I knew this would happen. I bloody hell knew it. Okay, I'm gonna have to hide here. I'm gonna hide here for a bit and wait for this guy to pass. Free cheese, yeah. I'm gonna eat this food because it's kind of food is kind of annoying, honestly, because most of the time you don't have that much, and it barely heals you anything, so it just clutters up your inventory. So most of the time I either ignore the food or I pick it up and eat it immediately. There's really no sense in stocking up because the inventory system is so basic that you really have to like, it's like fiddling around in your pockets, you know, to try to take hold of the item that you want. You just have to like keep spamming tab until you reach the item. I have a mouse that has mouse 5 and 4 keys, so I actually have those bound and I can actually use those to go like to switch to the previous or next item. It's actually really useful. You can also use the mouse wheel for this, but I use the mouse wheel to do the same for weapons. So a bit of a pro tip there. Also, there is a storm upcoming, so after I blackjack this guy, I have to close the windows, so I'm gonna go AFK for a few minutes. Otherwise, yeah, there will be a draft. So I'm just gonna hide this guy's body, and I'll go AFK very briefly to close the windows. Because I hear the wind howling. There's a very big storm approaching. I hope I don't lose power. Usually we don't lose power even during storms, but you never know. That would be very annoying. Okay, pop a quick save. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I'm back. Kind of unfortunate timing, really, that the storm is coming now. It was expected to be earlier in the day. Because I really love storms. I don't know about you guys, but every time there's a storm, I love to just sit on the balcony. We have like glass windows on the balcony, so I'm not getting like blasted by rain or anything. But I like to sit on the balcony and just enjoy the storm. Like, there's just something very therapeutic about it. The rain hitting the windows, thunder in the distance, and the lightning. All that stuff. It's very relaxing to me.
You ever go down by, you know, the barricades?
The closed areas? Not a chance. I hear the dead walk there.
I heard the buildings were evil.
What I heard, there's a different moon. One that takes all the light.
Won't catch me down that way.
Not me, neither.
Oh my god, the wind really is howling like crazy. And it hasn't even started raining yet. This is gonna be a massive storm. But yeah, sorry that I didn't showcase that that conversation, but I really wanted to knock out that guy because he does patrol the basement and he's gonna be a real nuisance if I didn't do it as early as possible. There is no one else patrolling the basement except I believe that guard that we already took care of, so yeah, it should be fine. But yeah, these guys aren't really saying anything important anyway. It's, I guess, like very minor world building, but they don't really say anything of note. Also, unfortunately, this isn't very obvious here. It's a lot more obvious in the original game. The HD mod doesn't make it very obvious, but this is the marble tile, marble flooring, so this will actually alert everyone. Lazy slobs. If I visit my babies and again find that they have not been fed properly, I shall take the horsewhip to a lot of you. The poor dears must be given live food. Their delicate stomachs cannot abide the smell of carrion. I'm in no mood to hear of the shortages when my babies are starving. So this guy literally cares more about his pets. Again, we'll see what those pets are soon. Than his own servants. Very typical of, you know, rich people. Most of them are scum. Oh my god, I don't know if the mic can pick that up, but it literally sounds like a ship whistle, you know? If you've ever heard a ship whistle, that's literally what the wind sounds like right now. It's just crazy. I've actually never heard the wind sound this way before. It's kind of scary. We had the storm earlier. Oh, you're in Germany. So the storm is coming from, I guess, the Baltic Sea? Maybe even the Atlantic Ocean. Don't linger, by the way, in this doorway because they will spot you because of this torch. Either douse the torch or get in and out very quickly. I assume it went to you. It could be the same, it could be different. Also, it depends on when you had it, Jonas. If you had it in the morning, it is possible it's the same storm. And also depends on which area of Germany you're in. Because I'm in southeast Czech Republic, so it's actually kind of far away from Germany. So I doubted that it's the same storm that you had. Unless you live close to the Czech border and the storm was in the morning, then it's possible. Otherwise, I don't think it's gonna move that fast. We didn't have a thunderstorm, just very windy. And cozy, yes. Wait, I thought you lived in Czech. I do live in the Czech Republic. I assumed it went westwards. Czech Republic is east of Germany. Refresh your geography knowledge, please. I don't know exactly where Franconia is, but I think it's southeast, if I'm not mistaken, or at least South Germany? Franconia is a little bit south of the middle of Germany. Yes, I was correct. I was thinking of, like, the southern area. Okay, here we have a locked door, and I'm gonna demonstrate how lockpicks work. So we have two lockpicks. You have triangle toothpick and a square toothpick. Basically use one. Now, these earlier locks are very easy to pick. Usually just one or two picks and it's done. But later on there will be some locks with like really ridiculous lockpicks. I'm not gonna go to. I'm gonna leave the basement for last because that's where our main objective is. But we first need to get 2,000 loot and find the prized silver fire poker, and all of those things are upstairs. You're a mapper? Well, you're not a very good one if you think that the Czech Republic is west of Germany. But yeah, I have noticed that the mapping community is blowing up. Can I trigger this combo?
Did someone behind me?
How do I trigger this combo? I think I have to enter through here. Okay, why? I swear the HD mod, I think it fucks with the scripts of the game as well. Because I've never had these problems playing vanilla. And trust me, I've played vanilla at least a dozen times over the years. I've never had these issues before. These guys are supposed to trigger a conversation and then both of them should leave the room. So I can actually enter the room and grab all the loot in the room. Because there is actually loot in that room. I thought you lived in Czechia, so I assumed it went westwards. That kind of assumes... I'm sorry, but the way I read that... Because you said it's probably our storm. Then you said, I thought you lived in Czechia, so I assumed it went westwards. So the way I understood it is that you're saying, oh, it's probably our storm because it went west, and the Czechia is west. But no, Czechia is east. We usually come from the west here, so I assume the storm went further east. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, that makes sense then. Okay. That makes sense. Again, the way you worded it, I understood it completely differently. Okay, my bad then. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's... How do I trigger these bastards?
Got a thief here! Come back out here, you tapper!
Fuck. No! Oh my god, this glitchy ass... I guess one good thing about being demonetized on YouTube is I can actually swear without a care in the world, because the only punishment for swearing on the platform is demonetization, which has already happened anyway. Oh wow, okay, this is very cool. So in the vanilla game, this room is completely empty, but the HD mod actually added a little table and a bed here. That's really cool. Wow, I like that. I don't like the mod breaking the scripts, but I do like the little things that it adds. Okay, that just leads to the basement. I don't know what's going on with my brain the last few days. Messed up, no stuff in. You said the last few days twice. Why did you get demonetized? I don't know. Well, I do know. So, you know how I have those letter themes videos on my channel? They basically have copyrighted music, and I guess YouTube flagged them. Yeah, because of that I got demonetized. So YouTube said, remove the videos and then again get 4,000 or however many hours it was of watch time to get monetized again. Thankfully it's not a channel strike, it's just got demonetized. So, but I don't stream regularly anymore. I don't need the money from YouTube. I don't even need Patreon money anymore because I work 9 to 5. I have more than enough money to sustain myself, so I really don't care anymore. I only do this for fun. Yeah, that's basically the reason. However, what I do find interesting and suspicious is that I've had those videos up on my channel since forever, and they were never a problem up until exactly the time when the drama happened, like the whole Legacy Plus situation that caused me to stop working on Legacy Plus as a whole. So what's interesting is that the demonetization happened right at the height of that drama, at the peak. So So my theory, of course I can't prove anything, so that's why allegedly it's just a theory. Someone who was part of that drama, I'm not gonna name any names, it could be anyone, literally. But maybe someone who was like aware of my channel and who found out about the drama was so pissed that they mass reported my videos, which got them taken down. Either that or it's just very unfortunate timing and just YouTube automatically detected them somehow. But usually, especially with smaller channels like mine, I think someone has to report the channel in order for it to be picked up by YouTube. Because I barely have 2,000 subscribers. It's not like I have 10,000 or 100,000. So I don't know. That's just a theory, but it's very likely that it was just a very weird coincidence and YouTube just automatically detected that and just demonetized me that way. But that's the reason, those letter themes videos. And I just can't be bothered to take those down, and again, I don't care about being monetized on YouTube anymore. In fact, it's better to not be monetized because I can just say of course I'm gonna try not to say too much, but I can just swear as much as I want without fear of repercussion, I hope. It would be very dumb if YouTube tries to like strikes my channel because I said the F word once or twice on stream. That would be very stupid. It's good to hear that you're doing better now, finance-wise. I mean, I bought a Steam Deck, so of course I'm doing better financially. I'm not rich by any means. The Steam Deck was literally half my freaking salary. But yeah, it's stable. The situation is stable. I have a big advantage that I don't have to pay rent. If I had to pay rent, it wouldn't be stable at all. Because rent is absurdly expensive here. I only pay bills. So I'm good. I was thinking the same. It's very sus that it wasn't an issue until that moment, exactly. Especially since, as you said, YouTube usually doesn't care about smaller channels. Exactly. It is very suspicious. I cannot confirm it, but I can't deny it either. It is a possibility. Someone I know walked to the far lands and randomly got terminated for hate speech. Yeah, I guess it can happen. Again, I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened, that, oh, I got cancelled by people and mass reported or something, but it is still a possibility. Here's another room, by the way, that was completely empty in the vanilla game, and the person who made the HD mod added some props here. That's really nice. I love that. Okay, that leads upstairs again, and I believe this leads outside. Yep. So no point in going there. How am I gonna deal with these guys? Because I really need the loot in that room. It's not like that room has like 1 or 2 pieces of loot. It has a shit ton of loot. Oh, here we go. Finally.
He wants dead. A thief. Name Garrett. I've heard of him. Garrett. No one to be trifled with. That's what I heard.
Not anymore if he's had a visit from those two.
Yeah, sure. So confident. I love that conversation because I'm literally...
Someone Hey! Where are you, black dog?
How? Normally the other guy leaves through this doorway. Okay, that's very weird. I think this mod might actually mess with the...
Is that you?
Patrol routes, because never ever in all of my playthroughs have these guys actually taken that route. That is very strange. Okay, I'm gonna hide these bodies here because nobody enters this room. Also, this room is completely dark in the vanilla game. The person who made the mod also added a candle up there, which is really nice. I keep saying that, but I am really impressed with the level of detail that this mod adds. I'm a big fan. I'm also reporting videos of people playing Notch's versions as hate speech. Actually, didn't I see like some drama about that recently, that like Mojang were copyright striking Minecraft content out of the blue, even though the community and YouTube is literally what made the game popular to begin with. Here's the loot, by the way. Boys, while I appreciate your enthusiasm, I must point out that breaking legs is really rather inefficient if we wish our clients to be able to pursue their rather active lives in order to immediately repay their debts. I encourage your initiative in this area. Perhaps you might take a lesson from the gardener and his hedge clippers, who trims off one branch while leaving the rest to grow. And most of our clients do start with fingers to spare. Wow, that is very brutal. I don't know what kind of clients you have, my guy, but I don't think anyone deserves that. Also, I don't know why this ladder is purple. That's a very strange color for a ladder. Very unnatural. Up here we actually have a secret passage leading to the library, which is on the 3rd floor. And in fact, you know what? I think I'm gonna take this passage because I'm pretty sure I got all the loot in the 1st floor, which wasn't a lot. The most loot in the 1st floor is in that room, which is why it was very important for me to actually enter it. Now, there is marble tile here, but it's actually safe to walk on it because it... Whoa, that was a massive lightning strike. It's safe to walk here without the use of a moss arrow because there's nobody in the library. And nobody ever enters the library either. This door leads out to a balcony. And this is the guard tower that I mentioned that I believe has some arrows, or there's another one over there as well. These are the guard towers that have some arrows or light bombs, or I don't know it, I don't care. You can technically, if you want, I think you can make that jump back here. So if you want, you can actually like explore this area, but I don't recommend it because there's a lot of guards patrolling. I think even the upper wall, but definitely the downstairs. So I do not recommend that area. Instead, what you want to do is you want to come up here because there is some loot to be had up here as well as some readables.
Where is he then? I haven't seen him.
Oh, I'm hearing thunder as well. Really nice. Warner Bros. Copyrighted some videos where you could hear Minecraft music. Oh, it was that. Okay, so it wasn't Mojang, but still, it's kind of lame. You know what's frustrating? Unless the Minecraft music is like the new one from the new artists, if it's actually C418's music, I'm pretty sure that he still has a license to that music. Unless he sold it to Microsoft, I don't know. But when he had a license to his music, he actually stated that you're free to use his music in any type of content as long as it's Minecraft related. So that's really scummy if that's still the case. Hello Redbot, welcome to the stream. I haven't heard of that. I forgot why I'm following you. What is this game? This is Thief. Thief the Dark Project, the Gold Edition in particular. Running on the HD mod. Don't get confused, it doesn't look this good in vanilla if you get the game. What other videos does this guy make? Yeah, you might have subscribed to me because of my Minecraft content. I had some Minecraft stuff going on for a while, but then I basically gave up on the game. So now I just stream my favorite games randomly. I guess Alex will be my spokesperson for this. Voices of the Void is not the game where you drive a car. That's The Long Drive, Alex. Voice of the Void is something completely different. Master of Wind. Recall our previous conversation about untapped sources. Can you find any precedent on going into the vault section of the Old Quarter? There's all that crap about walking evil, but you know how the hammers are. 10 to 1 gets there's all sorts of property to know. No known heir, free for picking without even having to pay guild for lawful overlook. Anyhow, no rush on this one. Better to look into it on the quiet rather than row the hammers or let Raputo or Webster hear about it. Ramirez. This is actually very, very cool because it's sort of foreshadowing. We're actually gonna get to visit the Old Quarter in a future mission, and it actually is as haunted as this note claims it to be. So actually this is the Old Quarter right here. It's beyond the city walls. So these are like the quarters that we're in. I believe we're in Newmarket, Home Turf is down here, Downtown is this one, and Hightown is here. And I believe this is where the mansion is actually. I think we're right here currently. I think I triggered the conversation. Okay, this is being really glitchy. Because that conversation that I barely heard is supposed to trigger when you exit the library. But it triggered while I was inside. And because I missed it, so basically there's 2 servants over here. Oh great, where did they go? Okay, here's one of them. So these two servants actually basically talk about where is Lord Ramirez tonight? I haven't seen him. And the other one says he's down in the basement counting his gold. That's basically it. It's a very important conversation because if you miss this, which I did because this is really glitchy for some reason, you have no idea where Lord Ramirez is. You basically have to find him through blind luck. But yeah, that's what that conversation was. I'm gonna put her under the stairs. I don't know where the other guy went. I think he had a very important key for us. Oh well. I think he probably went downstairs in that same room where the assassins are. Again, normally I blackjack both of those guys because the conversation just works. But this time it didn't. So I don't even know where he normally goes. Because I always get a chance to blackjack him. Also, here's proof that you can use the lockpicks on chests as well. It's not just doors. There's a lot of loot in this room. Oh, this is really... It's really annoying when you are holding a piece of paper and you're trying to get a bunch of loot. Because it just keeps opening the paper. Made the Legacy Plus mods. I haven't played them since I don't have a computer. You can play them on Steam Deck, I think. I should actually try that out. I haven't even tried regular Minecraft, but I'm really curious to see how well my mods run on a Steam Deck. Surely it's better than mobile. He used to stream the mods as well, but I don't think he plans... I don't plan on streaming any Minecraft. I'm done with Minecraft. I'm done with making content for Minecraft. I'm done with even playing the game. I really got fed up with it. Both the community and the game as a whole. The stream is interesting too, I'll watch it. Okay, thanks for the watch time. Again, it doesn't really matter to me because I'm not monetized and I don't care, but if you like it, then that's great. I only have an iPhone. I don't think you can even run my mods on iPhone. I don't think you can run Minecraft Java on iPhone. I'm pretty sure PoJav is a iOS, Android exclusive thing. Here we have a bunch of guest rooms which actually have some more loot. Like so. I believe, yeah, there's a ring there, kind of easy to miss. Lord Ramirez, the reinforced walls and steel door have been duly installed about your counting room, but I must warn you that we cannot guarantee them against brick tunneling. If you do not move the creatures out of the basement into a more distant area, we cannot be held responsible for the potential damages. Tell Camric and Sons. So that's actually what the nasties are that we kept hearing about. It's Burricks. This guy has the weird dinosaur things that we fought in the previous mission as pets. Very weird, but I guess if you're rich enough you can be all sorts of weird and afford to like have Burricks as pets. That's kind of like having tigers as pets in real life, like how some rich blokes have literally wild animals as pets. Which I really disagree with, by the way, because the wild animals, you're literally causing them suffering by just imprisoning them, essentially. They belong in the wild. And I guess you could say the same for these Burricks. Also, even easier to miss piece of loot. You can barely notice it, there's a tiny ring right here. There's an iOS version of PoJav, but I'm not smart enough to install it. Yeah, I presume it requires some hacky method. I don't presume you can just find it willy-nilly on the App Store. Pretty sure Apple wouldn't allow that. Commissioner Donovan, I note with displeasure that, again, one of my tough boys has been taken to Crackscleft. May I remind you of the substantial donations I make to your office, such that I may pursue business unhindered by idle scrutiny? May I remind you as well of your predecessor's unfortunate end? The rivers are so treacherous this time of year. I trust that you will attend to this, and if the hammers are too difficult for your policemen, I trust as well that you will let me know. Ramirez. So, corruption runs rampant in the city. It wasn't just the first mission that proved this, it's also this. Apparently, Ramirez is so powerful and rich that he literally controls the law, or at least tries to, anyway. And yeah, the Hammerites, again, this proves that the Hammerites basically operate above the law, or disconnected from the law, because even the law is corrupt, but Hammerites aren't. So they're giving This is actually referring to... Oh, in fact, we missed... Oh wow, we actually missed something at the library. I'm gonna go back there. But this is referring to the Hammerites causing Lord Baffert some trouble. We'll actually get to read another readable that I completely forgot about here shortly. This bathroom has a lot of loot. Very good place for us. This room is empty in the vanilla game, but here it's actually a proper closet. Wow, it even has a chest. Very cool. Alright, and you might notice that we need the fire poker. It's not here. It's actually in a secret room. Okay, this is a very obvious glitch. It's not this obvious in the vanilla game, but there is a switch right here. You can open that secret room. There's also a diamond as well. And this is the silver fire poker. In fact, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we got basically everything except our main objective, so it's time to head down to the basement now. Because again, if we didn't miss that stupid conversation, we would have known that Lord Ramirez is down in the basement. But alas, you're lucky to have me. I've played this game countless times, so I know exactly where I'm supposed to go. Oh, also, this is kind of easy to miss because it blends in with the carpet. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of loot to be had in this mission. So it's very easy to get your loot objective. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that servant went downstairs to the room where the assassins are, because I'm not seeing him patrolling up here. Ojev is available on iPhone too, but it's hard to set up. Eating cereal with chopsticks. How the hell do you eat cereal with chopsticks? That is some insane skill, my guy or girl. Okay, here we go. Master Ramirez, I beg your attention. While as you say there is most certainly breach in the drag-bound pit, my subordinates inform me that this is due to the encroach of hammer patrols among the patrons, and that my immediate drag-bound controller, Ginny, has been unable to deal with the problem. Should this qualify as full breach, I must regretfully insist that the breach is on Ginny's part and not mine. I am, of course, happy to furnish all ledgers for verification. Lord Baffert. So, I know that some of you weren't here for the first mission, like you read, but basically the first mission, we were actually raiding Lord Baffert's place, and there was a note, there was basically like a ledger, of all of the different establishments that Lord Baffert is in charge of, and one of them was Dragbound, and we learned from that ledger that the Hammerites are giving basically the controller, Ginny, a lot of problems because they keep like raiding the place and they're trying to shut it down basically. And basically this place, I think, is for like illegal gambling or something. I think it's a gambling den, and gambling is illegal in this universe. So that's like, I'm telling you all this because it's really cool how the developers like tie the missions in together, so it feels like it's all part of the same universe, the same world. It's all coherent, and it's not like individual, you know, game levels. It actually feels connected, and it feels like it's a living, breathing world in a way. So I really appreciate that, and I hope you do too. And that's what the other note in Lord Baffert's bedroom was referring to as well. That, yeah, like he was trying to basically bribe the cops to protect the illegal gambling den from the Hammerites, who are, I guess, the real justice system in the city. And the Hammerites are like this whole sect that we actually got to see in the second mission. I highly recommend, if you have the time and you're interested, to watch back the other streams. If you're invested in the story and like the universe of this game, because there's a lot to take in, and it's very important that you watch the previous missions to know, like, to get the full picture. Anything is possible if you're desperate enough. As in the cereal, Cocoa Puffs would be decently easy, but Frosted Flakes would be harder. Yeah, I guess. That's what I was expecting from the story, so I'm glad that's the case. Yeah, Alex, aren't you playing this game right now? I thought you got it running on your Steam Deck. Because I know that you want to avoid spoilers, and spoiler alert, the next mission is the last mission before the story actually kicks off. Because all these, like the first 5 missions basically serve as world building. The actual story of the game doesn't start until the 6th mission. Which is my absolute favorite, by the way, from the entire game, is the 6th mission. So definitely be there unless you want to avoid spoilers, I guess. Oh my god, it's really starting to... You know what's ironic? I actually kind of want to finish this as quickly as possible because I want to order food because I don't have anything for dinner. And everything closes at 9 and right now it's 8:30. So I want to order something and my delivery guy has to deliver it in literally in the biggest storm imaginable. I feel kind of bad. But I didn't want to order earlier because I'm streaming, so... It's really unfortunate. Okay, let's finish this quickly. I'm gonna go down to the basement to get the... Get Lord Ramirez's purse and get the hell out of Dodge. As quickly as I can. It's kind of easy to get lost in the basement because it's sort of like a maze, but you really have to find this long hallway with a door in the end. You gotta use the key that you pickpocketed, hopefully pickpocketed from the... I think it's the red key. There we go. Douse this torch. Douse that torch. And here is Lord Ramirez himself. There is a purse on his person, so we have to pickpocket him. Okay, another glitch. I'm gonna blame a GHD mod, because this guy normally moves around the room, and you can actually get up to him and blackjack him, but he doesn't seem to want to do that right now. It's 2:30 here. It's 8:30 in the Czech Republic, Central Europe. Okay, he is moving, good. I just had to wait a bit. That's what I was expecting from the story. I only did the tutorial. Where you better pick up the pace, Sonny Jim, because
It may be time for me to move along now. Don't want to wear out my welcome.
So once you take the purse and knock out Lord Ramirez, and Garrett says that line, that basically means you don't only have to leave the mansion, but you also have to get all the way back to your home turf, since basically the home mansion is on full alert now, magically. I guess telepathy is a thing, I don't know. It's not really explained. Also, what's cool is that you can pull this. This is the like the bell to let the servants know that he's hungry and he wants food delivered to his room. And you can actually hear the bell ring up while you're in the kitchen from time to time, which is really nice. And this button, don't press this button, this is the alarm. Okay, we still have some more loot in this area. I believe there is a key. Yep, there's the key. This key opens up the chests. If I can find it in my inventory. Here we go. And the chests. Okay, yeah, they do have some loot. And the final readable. Willoughby Bright, Stone Market Cut Purse. Skimping on Garrett for the 5th time, not worth the trouble. Public bounty of 200. Garrett, oh, that's us. South Quarter Independent Thief. Denied cut 3 times. Sent Quince and Jake out to shorten him. Well, that didn't work. Overlord's Fancy. This is actually also important because this is our next destination. The next mission will actually be set in the Overlord's Fancy. It's a gambling den. Check in with Raputo. Is it his? Either way, someone's not talking to someone they should. So basically this is some secret gambling den that most of these nobles didn't know about. So they found out. So someone is in trouble. We'll find out next mission. Also, before I leave, I want to show you the Burks. They're right here at the back. Yep, they're right there. They have food over here and water over there. It's kind of cute, honestly. You can kill them if you want to, but it won't fail the mission because they don't count as humans. Because they aren't. But it's honestly not worth the effort. They're not really in your way, so I don't really go out of my way to actually kill anything, really. I only do so if it's in my way. Alright, time to leave. Did I test the InfDev Plus dev build or latest release? There is no dev build, so just go for the latest release. Also, the storm is here. I'm seeing a lot of lightning, so I gotta make this quick. I don't want to lose power while I'm doing the stream. That would be catastrophic. Again, if you're quick enough, you'll avoid those guys. Now, before we leave, there is gonna be an assassin right here. Thankfully, he's facing away from you, so he's very easy to get rid of. I'm just gonna... Oh, there is also another guard that spawns after you leave. Okay, that was very weird. Huh. Okay, so I do know that this can happen. Sometimes the final objective, which is to head back to your home turf, doesn't trigger. I thought that it doesn't trigger if you don't blackjack Ramirez. Like, I thought that if you just pickpocket him and leave without blackjacking him, you end the mission right away. But if you blackjack him, which I always do, by the way, every single time I had to actually run all the way back to home turf when I end this mission. Every single time. I don't know why this time it didn't trigger. Like, this has been the glitchiest I've ever seen this game. I really am starting to think that this is because of the HD mod, because I've played all of these missions at least a dozen times over the years, and nothing like this has ever happened to me before. I really don't understand this, but I guess it makes my job easier, so I'm not gonna complain. It kind of sucks that I couldn't get to show you like the rest of the city, but whatever. If you're really curious, you can either look it up, or better yet, just get the game and play it for yourself. You won't regret it. It's great. But yeah, we did everything we wanted to do. We trapped the thugs who just tried to assassinate us without being detected. This is just a recap for those of you who joined midstream. Basically, 2 people tried to assassinate us, and we trailed them back to Lord Ramirez's mansion. We got to revenge on Lord Ramirez by taking from him his wealth, literally going up close and personal and getting his purse from his belt. Oh wow, that was a big lightning. We looted the mansion for valuables by getting at least 2,000. We located his prized jeweled fire poker. This is the expert exclusive objective. We left the mansion. We didn't have to go back to home turf for some reason. And we didn't kill anyone. Let me save. And this is our stats. We got all the loot. So if you ever want to play this game for yourself and get 100% loot, come back to this VOD and you'll have it. Anyway, I did save, right? Yes. That's gonna be it for me for today. The next stream will be in the weekend, probably Saturday. So stay tuned for that. But until then, thank you all very much for watching. 90 FPS and InfDev Plus, very nice. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching and have a good one. Bye bye.